Hello and welcome back to the channel. Okay, family, so there was a story shared with me that I just wanted to chime in on for a number of different reasons. Okay, we got this guy named Austin Chang. He is a Michigan businessman who is the first Republican to announce his intentions to challenge Gretchen Whitmer. Okay, but that's not what I'm trying to talk about. This man is from Nigeria, a black man from Nigeria, and he has announced on his Instagram page that if elected, he will cancel Black History Month in Michigan. So let me tell you who he is. To say that he's going to cancel Black History Month in Michigan, he's appealing to a base. The same base that Donald Trump appealed to. That's who he is. This Nigerian black man is appealing to the same base that Donald Trump appealed to. Need I say more? Anyway, this man goes on to say it's offensive and unfair, maybe illegal. He's even trying to say it's illegal. What the heck are you talking about? Illegal? These people are funny. Oh my goodness. So funny it's not funny. Not funny in the sense of something that's laughable. He says Americans from all backgrounds deserve a revered history. I'll declare American History Month. Listen, y'all. The way I feel about Black History Month is the history of the world is Black history. Okay? So as a month, I say a month is not enough, especially February. But to try to squash it all together, I don't believe Black history should be squashed. I'm just saying Black History Month is not enough. Because everybody in the world, how many times do I have to say this? Every person in the world comes forth from the loins of a black woman. Whether you want to believe it or accept it or not, black women are the mothers of civilization, giving birth to every race of people on the planet. It is what it is. And so that's my gripe with Black History Month, the fact that it's not long enough and the fact that Black history is world history. Okay? So other than that, I don't have any gripes with it. Okay? Well, let me back that up a little bit. My other gripe is the fact that they only take you back so far. So in that regard, I understand it. But in various areas, Black history means so much more to some people, where many of us are going further back than what they teach in the schools. So on a national scale, I see nothing wrong with celebrating Black history, because you have those who will say, look, we're not going to just stop at Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and people like that. We are also going to take you back to Africa and take you back to the land of Israel. As a matter of fact, we're going to take you back to the Garden of Eden. So for some, Black history, we take it all the way back. We don't just stop it where they tell us to stop. You see? But you have this man coming from Nigeria. He's from the continent of Africa. So already he probably looks down on blacks here. That's the first thing. The second thing is he can't identify with the struggle we've had here. They've had a whole different type of struggle there. Okay? Not saying that it's any better or any worse, but when we talk about the celebration of Black history here, we're coming from a total different position than they are. And so because they are parts of the group that look down on us, they're saying, what do you got to celebrate? What do you want to talk about that for? We've done so much more. You have, and look, I'm not trying to be offensive to any Africans, but I'm talking about some of our experiences. Okay? Not everyone has had a good experience. when we deal with our people from the continent. And I'm not talking about everybody across the board. It's a shame that I have to say that I'm not talking about all, because we've had a chance to experience some of the goodness and the love and the tenderness from our people on the continent as well. But that's not the only part of it. We've dealt with something else as well. I shared the story about my experience when I did some work for an African man when I was a teenager. I did some art for him. And because I was a little lighter than another relative, he says, that relative was pure and I'm not pure because of my skin color. But I was pure enough for you to do business with, huh? I was a little hustling business person back when I was a kid and teenager and all of that. So I was meeting all kinds of people. When it came to business, I wasn't shy at all. But anyway, we've had experiences with Africans where they literally look down on us here in the diaspora. Not all of them. Not all. But looking at this guy, how he feels more aligned with the Republican Party and with those who hate Black History Month, he feels more aligned with them than he does with us, because he doesn't see us as his brothers and sisters. He doesn't. He does not see us as his brothers and sisters. And so this is why he finds it offensive, unfair, and maybe illegal. And this is why he wants to change it to American History Month. Now, let me get into another area of this. What people don't understand is you don't have to say American History Month or White History Month. You don't have to do that, because almost everything that's taught within the schools is from a white perspective. Am I lying? Or is it the truth? Okay, let me continue. And so here's the other thing. He calls himself being smart by saying he wants to declare it American History Month. Okay, well, let's talk about American History Month. You're still going to end up right back at black, brother. Okay? People from the continent of Africa were the first settlers here in America. Do you want to take it that far back? Let's continue. Mr. Austin Chang. Okay, so you want to say American History Month. So let's talk about some American history. Let's talk about how you had people came over here and they decided that they were going to do away with the people that were here. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about the fact that they wanted to come over here and uproot the so-called Indians, in which they are not Indians. That's just what Christopher Columbus decided to call them. And Christopher Columbus, he didn't even set foot on this land. But anyway, they say he's the one who discovered America. Let me tell you something, y'all. Mr. Chang, do you realize that a lot of people can rip your little argument apart with this American History Month? Because if you want to talk about American history, you got to talk about those who stole the land and what they did to get it. How did they steal it? Let's talk about that. Do you want to talk about the fact that they also brought slaves over here and were beating the hell out of them, doing all kinds of wicked, evil things to them? Do you want to talk about American History Month? Do you really want to go there? Because you're still going to be wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in black history, brother. Okay? That's what it boils down to. It boils down to people trying to say something slick and smart because you are offended. For you to call it offensive, you something else, brother. You are something else. How is it unfair? Tell me what's unfair about it. Especially when we open up the textbooks. I remember what was taught when I was in school. I remember what was taught. And the majority of what we were taught were lies, bald-faced lies, telling us what heroes people were because they came over here and dealt with the savages. They came over here and did this, and they softened the story to make it seem like they got along. In some cases, they made it seem like they got along with the so-called savages. Oh my goodness. These people are funny. I'm sorry, but when this story was shared with me, right away I felt something. I said, I'm going to talk about this because this dude have no idea what the heck he's talking about. He's just coming over here setting up his American dream. and while trying to preach to everybody else and tell them what he thinks is unfair and offensive. Who the heck are you to say what's unfair and offensive as it relates to Black History Month when you were not here going through what our ancestors had to endure here and our people continue to go through? See, you don't have to deal with this stuff because you can come over here with your Nigerian accent and say, oh, I am not one of them. You can come over here and do that. And they're going to rub elbows with you. But at the end of the day, trust me, there's no love for you either. You can do all the kowtowing you want. There will never be any genuine love for you. And so let me just share another bit of information that one of my viewers shared with me as well. For this guy who himself is a Nigerian immigrant, for him to come over here and say what's not fair, he don't even know what the heck's going on. Why is he targeting Black Americans, Black History Month? What he failed to realize is that they have Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, Italian Heritage Month, Filipino Heritage Month, Jewish American Heritage Month, and all throughout the year, whether you call it white history or not, it is being taught in every educational facility in the country. So save it for the birds, Mr. Chang. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just over here kowtowing so you can get a position, so you can rub elbows with people who you think like you. But at the end of the day, they don't like you either, bub. I'm done with this video. And right now I'm looking at the cutest fat little bird outside of my door, pecking around on some grains on the ground. He is so adorable. Oh my goodness. If I could pick up this little bird and show it to you all, he is so cute. Or should I say, it might be a she because she's so fat and so beautiful. It's the cutest little thing. Anyway, I'm done with this video, family. I'm done with this video. If you want to leave a comment below, please do. Share and like this video. And with that, I am out.